There was a backstage fight at the September...
By the way, there are so many backstage fucking stories.
This is like the busiest month. Like, there is another, I don't know, 2 pages of notes about backstage stuff before we even get into the pay-per-view stuff. And there's a lot, unlike last month where there wasn't a lot of stuff on the shows themselves, we'll be talking about a lot on the shows themselves as well. So, a busy month in TNA history right here. There was a backstage fight at the September 28 TNA event between Kid Kash and Chase Stevens.
Didn't Chase Stevens just get stabbed?
Now, Andy Douglas got stabbed. Chase is fine.
One of my favourite signs came out this month too.
What?
Which was Get Well, Andy Douglas, and who else was
Johnny
there?
Devine. You still can't remember the poor man's
Get Well,
name.
Andy Douglas and Johnny Devine. Another reason Florida is better than Nashville.
Just to pardon the pun, just turning the knife there, aren't they?
That pun was 100% intentional.
I said pardon the pun. I didn't say it wasn't intended.
Fair enough.
Cash has been feuding with the Naturals for months. He's been hard on them because he considers them green and doesn't think they've earned the push they've received. Just fuck off. Stop it. In fact, he's made it clear that he thinks the only reason they are getting a push is because they're friends with the right TNA office staffers. Especially this month, where they lose the belt and they immediately become jobbers.
Yeah. Also, they've been good.
Yeah, they had that great cage
listen,
match.
I'm not in there working with them. I don't know if they're stiff or if they're unreliable or whatever, but as a viewer, like, this is the month where it feels like they've kind of gotten it together.
On Tuesday, Cash was mocking Stevens' tag team partner Andy Douglas for getting into a bar fight that resulted in Douglas and Johnny Devine being stabbed by another patron. Cash accused Douglas of making the rest of the wrestlers look stupid by getting into a fight in public.
Oh, if I'm fucking Chase Stevens, I'm throwing the fuck down after that. You're not insulting my friend to my face and calling him a bitch. Yeah, okay, we're throwing down.
Douglas was stabbed in the leg and was in no condition to fight, so he didn't have much choice but to take Cash's verbal abuse. Stevens was on the other side of the room, but eventually caught wind of what was going on, got right in Cash's face. Stevens and Cash nearly came to blows, but Monty Brown and Conan were among the wrestlers who intervened.
When Conan's someone who's like, hey, bro, it's coming down.
Mr. 2 months ago doing the drugs, fighting, rock and roll promo is what pro wrestling is, and he's like, guys, come on.
I'm sure Kid Kash has matured and is a nice fella now, but if, you're slapping him in the face. This is an RVD pick-a-hand situation, you know?
And pretty justifiably. Apparently wasn't just hold me back so they can look good stuff. They were ready to go. Cooler heads prevail, but most wrestlers don't believe this will be the end of Cash versus the Naturals backstage feud. It certainly wasn't on camera where they were teamed on the pay-per-view, so...
There was that backstage promo with Cash and Dallas and the Naturals, where Cash kind of undermined them.
Yeah, the whole idea was that, I'm the veteran, you're the rookies, you just follow me.
And I'm now curious if the faces that they made at the end were very real. Because they were like, fuck this guy.
Taking the Tony Khan mentality of, hey, it makes for good angles, I guess. One of the things Kid Kash told Andy Douglas that led to the fight between Cash and Chase Stevens is that he should get on the gas, gain some weight, and he'd still kick his ass.
Why, Jesus, really ripping into this dude who was stabbed.
He has, the biggest Napoleon complex known to man, Kid Kash.
But it seems like it's exclusively to people in the business.
Follow-up from Cash, who told the Daily News Journal of some place I can't pronounce in Tennessee.
Murfreesboro.
Well done. That he plans to retire from wrestling within 3 years and become a chiropractor. I have settled down mentally and spiritually, says Cash. The wrestling world is such a dog-eat-dog industry now. I'm just not as gung-ho as I once was. What a cunt.
I'm gonna dust off a Rich Craig line here.
Uh-huh.
Eat shit.
What an asshole. What a just natural born asshole Kid Kash is.
Yeah. Let's talk about a little something here with a worker just working and getting the fucking best case scenario ever.